It might be a little bit dreary outside of Milwaukee here today, but it's always bright on Mother's Day. We've got the Cubs and the Brewers set for action inside Miller Park. You'll see a lot of pink on both of these teams here today to help raise awareness for breast cancer awareness, Mother's Day. A lot of pink. We got the pink bats, shoes, sleeves, you name it. And hopefully a lot of big smiles as well before this one is done. Hope you're enjoying Mother's Day. Our coverage of Brewers baseball continues here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. I'm Craig Kishan alongside Davey Nelson. And we saw the offense pop out for 12 runs yesterday, Davey, the most since late June of last year. So almost 5 full months of trying to get this offense cranked up as we take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. One of the guys really changing everything has been Chris Davis. 7 hits already in this series.
Well, and they were wondering when Chris was going to heat up, and he certainly has over the last few ball games. And, you know, he's just doing it like he did the first couple weeks of the season, driving the ball through the middle, over to right field. And then when they move it in on him, he's able to pull the ball and drive it out of the ballpark or down the line, but he's been a big key to this offense.
And Chris Davis, that ground rule double he had was on a 3-0 pitch, so he's even getting the green light. His bat is so hot. Matt Garza hopes for some of that offense, a little mound magic against his former team. Rock and Matt have that pitching matchup coming up against Kyle Hendricks next.
You by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. And by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. Matt Garza, Kyle Hendricks, your pitching matchup this afternoon at Miller Park as the Brewers go for another series victory against the Cubs. Took 2 out of 3 from them last weekend. Trying to do the same here in Milwaukee this weekend. And Rock, as we look at Matt Garza, he's put together some pretty good outings here these last 3 times out, and looking to continue that, and most importantly get a win to show for it at the end of the day.
Well, he's got to keep the ball in the ballpark. I mean, his last 3 starts considered to be good starts, by definition quality starts, but Garza, will tell you, he's still not on the top of his game. He pitched well against the Dodgers, started out with 5 scoreless innings, then gave up a 3-run home run to Turner in the 6th. The home run ball has been a big problem for this Brewers pitching staff. They need to keep the ball in the ballpark and continue that success.
All right, Matt Garza, you see his numbers in his last 3 starts. Justin Turner, that last outing, he was the Dodger who hit the big 3-run homer, the only runs that Matt allowed in that game. But looking to keep that streak going to quality starts. Garza and Hendricks, your matchup. Big Mother's Day crowd at Miller Park. We'll get things started coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin. As we celebrate Mother's Day and raise awareness in the fight against breast cancer. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. It's a little chilly, a little drizzly outside, so once again we'll keep the roof closed here today as the Brewers and Chicago Cubs get set to close out this 3-game weekend series. They have split the first 2. Cubs getting it done on Friday night, and the Brewers bringing out the grown man bats last night en route to a 12-run performance. Joe Maddon, continuing in his first season as the Cubs manager, has his team in second place in the National League Central. And here's a look at the Cubs batting order presented by Potawatomi. It's the same order as they have had throughout the weekend. Dexter Fowler, Chris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo at the top. Miguel Montero, Jorge Soler, Charlin Castro in the middle. Chris Coughlin will bat 7th. The pitcher hits 8th in Madden's lineup, and Addison Russell, riding a 12-game hitting streak, rounds it out. Matt Garza gets the call for the Brewers today.
Yeah, he's been throwing the baseball pretty well. Last 3 starts have been pretty good, but he's been bitten by the home run ball. You could say that about a lot of the Brewers starting pitchers so far this year. 7th appearance for Garza, 3 consecutive quality starts. And he has been very good. The fastball's been very good. The slider as good as it's been in his 2 years with Milwaukee. The former Cub facing his old team today.
He beat his old team here a little over a year ago at Miller Park.
Hey, let's check out the Brewers Menards defense. Julian Herrera getting a start at third base. Third time he's been over there this year. Davis, Gomez, and Braun. Carlos Gomez back in the starting lineup. You got Segura, Jeanette up the middle. Adam Lind at first, and once again Martin Maldonado behind home plate.
And it's good to get Carlos Gomez back in the lineup. Gerardo Parra doing nice work as he usually does when he's in there, but Gomez is back today. Alfonso Marquez will be calling the balls and strikes. Dan Bellino working over at first this afternoon. Bruce Dreckman at second, and the crew chief at third today is Tom Halyard.
A lot of pink out there today, partner.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see you wore your pink.
My pink tie. You got your
tie.
pink bow tie.
Pink bow tie. Davey Nelson all in pink. Sophia in pink. What happened to Craig Kashan today?
I don't know. We'll have to check on that. He's always the best dressed, wouldn't you say?
Without a doubt.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, Brewer players, Brewers Live pregame, several of them able to express their greetings. As Brewer fans will remember this day. You always remember Mother's Day, but you can't have a Mother's Day at Miller Park and not think about what Bill Hull did 9 years ago.
Is it that long ago?
2006 with a walk-off homer.
Man.
Time does fly. Matt Garza ready to go to work against Dexter Fowler. It was the third and final game, the tiebreaker of this series. The Brewers took 2 out of 3 last weekend at Wrigley Field. That's the one series win of the year for the crew, and trying to make it a second one here as this homestand continues, splitting a 4-game set with the Dodgers, wrapping up a series with the Cubs, and then the White Sox come to town for games tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Fowler came into the weekend scuffling. He was 2 for his last 23 coming into Miller Park, but he is 4 for 8 in this series. A couple of hits, including a double last night. Mentioned the Cubs in second place in the National League Central, still 6.5 games behind the Cardinals. Cardinals took a loss. They haven't had many. Pirates got him yesterday, 7-5. Cardinals at 22-8, and the Cubs at 15-14. Brewers getting their 10th win of the year last night. And they have had the powerful bats going for them in that 12-4 victory, scoring in innings 2 through 6, including a 5-run fifth. But the long ball was back in force last night.
And as we were talking about on the pregame show today, runners in scoring position has been very good for the crew for the last couple of weeks. Got to continue that, continue to get men on base. Momentum all starts with that starting pitcher, and that's Matt Garza's job today. He's been throwing the baseball pretty well. His slider has been a good pitch for him as of late.
The count of 2 balls, 2 strikes to the game's leadoff hitter, Dexter Fowler, the center fielder for Joe Maddon's Cubs. And a punch out to begin the day for Garza.
Fastball up, 93 miles an hour for Garza. They say he has tweaked his delivery. I can't really see anything different between Garza this year and last. Very subtle. Sometimes that's all it takes.
He talked about that being something in the off season he wanted to do. And a good start here today as the strikeout theme continues. Brewers pitchers against Cubs hitters. Last night was the rare exception, or has been the exception, where the Cubs struck out only single-digit times, 9. They're averaging about 12.5 whiffs per game through the first 5 meetings between these two ball clubs this year. A total now of 63 with the Fowler strikeout to begin the game.
Yeah, but they won 2 of the games. That's the key, right?
Yes.
I mean, they've been able to get the runs on the board when they've had to. The Brewers took them to the woodshed yesterday.
2 up, 2 strikeouts as Chris Bryant goes down swinging. That'll bring Anthony Rizzo to the plate. So Garza with a good start, strikes out the first 2 Cubs he faces. Always dangerous Anthony Rizzo. You see what he's done in this series.
And another guy you got to be careful with down in the strike zone. Garza's 2 strikeouts today have come up in the zone.
Rizzo already this season with a couple of home runs against the Brewers. You take a look at the kind of year that Rizzo is having. Not only does he check in with a .327 batting average, but you see his on-base percentage 4th in the National League. And this is popped up. It'll be handled by Segura, and a real nice start for Matt Garza. 2 punch outs and a pop out to begin his day. First, he'll relax and watch his team go to work offensively. Craig Counsell wrapping up his first week as manager here at the Brewers. Very eventful week here. A couple of players getting their first big league homers. Talk more about that as we take a look at the Brewer batting order presented by Potawatomi. Carlos Gomez, Scooter Gennett, Ryan Braun at the top. Adam Lind, Chris Davis, Gene Segura in the middle. Martin Maldonado hits 7th. Elian Herrera back at third base today, 8th. Garza 9th. And Kyle Hendricks on the mound for the Cubbies.
At 25 years old, making his 6th start. You can see that run average at 5.61. He has really struggled away from Wrigley Field this year, making his 4th road start this year. But he's pitched well against the Brewers. 2 starts, both wins last year.
Yeah, got the Brewers in the middle of August at Wrigley Field. Both of his starts against the Brewers were in Chicago, August 12th at Wrigley, and then September 3rd. As Rock mentioned, the home road splits are pretty dramatic for Kyle Hendricks. On the road, a 7.36 earned run average. At home, 3.27.
Yeah, big difference, huh?
It is. Good to see Carlos Gomez back in the lineup. Hip issue kept him out the last couple of ball games. And he takes a look at 3 quick ones. Down he goes to begin the bottom of the first.
Yeah, let's check out the Menards Cubs defense today. You got Coghlan, Fowler, and Soler in the outfield. Same lineup as first 2 games of the series. Brian Castro, Russell, and Rizzo around the horn, and Montero behind home plate. Not too many changes for Joe Maddon's ball club, throughout this 6-game series so far.
Yeah, Maddon has had the luxury that Craig Counsell has not had. The Brewers as a group have not had. And the lineup changes on an almost daily basis. Almost, and the one exception. The lineup has shifted constantly for this Brewers team in the first 5 weeks. Here's Scooter Gennett going opposite field and a base hit for the second baseman.
He's starting to swing the bat a little bit better as Scooter. Still under 200, but that's a good sign taking that pitch to the opposite field. Now, Hendricks not a hard thrower. He's going to throw a lot of these pitches, and if he leaves them upstairs, the Brewers are going to have some good pitches to hit. Relies on the sinker. He'll throw a cutter. And he throws a lot of changeups. He's got a good changeup.
Here's Ryan Braun. Had a hit last night, walked a couple of times. You see he's having a pretty good series. And one of those little things that he did that Craig Counsell appreciated last night when the Brewers had something going and were able to keep a rally going, when he was at first on a line drive off the bat of Lind, a screamer that Anthony Rizzo was able to catch, but Braun was heads up and was able to get back to first. Those things that Counsell talks about. Make the outs at the plate, not on the bases. Give yourself a full 27 outs and make the other guys beat you.
Hey, you got to be strong with your fundamentals, and that was a good example right there for Braun last night.
Braun hitting .248. The 6 homers. He has driven in 16. Had a 3-run homer on Friday night to pull the Brewers within a run. It was all they would get. Fell 1 run short, but his opposite field homer made that 9th inning awfully interesting.
Yeah, Ryan's been pretty good so far this year, taking pitches away into right field. Got off to a pretty slow start this year, but starting to swing the bat much better. Certainly swinging it with some authority. He's got those 6 homers.
And that really nice road trip, which included a grand slam and a victory against the Reds in Cincinnati. Hendricks works a strike to Braun. Ball 2 strikes. 12 runs on the board last night for the Crew, a season high. And needed just 11 hits. Cubs committed a couple of errors. Brewers cashed that in. Now facing Kyle Hendricks, the 25-year-old out of Dartmouth College. Got the opportunity last year beginning in July when the Cubs made some trades, including Jason Hamill, who of course has come back. Jeff Samardzija. Hamill and Samardzija sent to the A's. So the door open in the rotation for Hendricks, who actually started 13 times a year ago for the Cubs and went 7-2. At a .246 earned run average. He made good in his opportunity. Originally an 8th round draft pick by the Texas Rangers. He was involved in a trade deadline deal swap with the Cubs. Involved Ryan Dempster July of 2012.
And really has to rely on good command, keeping the baseball down. He's got to have some sink on it. Well, if you're the Brewer offense, early in the count anyway, make him get pitches up in the strike zone. That's what Scooter Gennett did, and he hit a line drive in the left field.
In the game he beat the Brewers back in August of last year, he went 7 1/3 innings. He's gone no deeper than 6 in any of his starts here in 2015. You see the background from California. The economics major at Dartmouth College.
Smart kid then, huh?
Yes, sir. He's ready with a 1-2. Braun able to hold up. And Bellino, the first base umpire. Brewers trying to take their second series of the year, both at the expense of the Cubs and the old American League rivals, today the White Sox come to town as Braun pops this up. And this will be Rizzo making a play on it. 2 away.
Yeah, that's the other pitch that Hendricks will flip up there. Pretty good curveball. Again, he has to be able to work ahead in the count. Get hitters to chase when he does get ahead. Key for the Brewers is going to be attack early. Get this guy with a sinker early up in the strike zone.
Here's Adam Lind. Took an 0 for last night. Hasn't had a lot of those. .327 batting average coming into the ball game. Yeah, one of the areas for Hendricks, and we'll see if the Brewers can jump on it if it opportunity presents itself. Hendricks last year in 80 innings for the Cubs allowed only 4 homers. In 25 2/3 this season, he's given up 3. A little reverse of the trend that he established last year pitching in the second half of the season. Two balls, no strikes to the left-handed hitting the first baseman Adam Lind.
Man, we talked about approach today on the pregame show, talking about how the Brewers hitters have really done a nice job staying close, driving the ball to the opposite field. No one doing a better job of that than Adam Lind in the early going. Something Darnell Coles has been preaching throughout spring training and the early going. Starting to come around.
He always upbeat. Darnell Coles keeps it positive. Have to. Hard as this game is. Keeps a close eye on his guys. And
have to find victory in defeat sometimes. I mean, when you make an out, you got to be able to come up with ways to have hitters feel good about their at bat. Hitting coach a tough job.
2 balls, 2 strikes. As Lynn takes, and he has worked Kyle Hendricks into a full count. 1-out single from Scooter Gennett. Gomez started with a strikeout. Braun a pop-up. Gennett still the runner at first. Now he takes off, of course, on the 3-2, and that's Addison Russell right there to field the ground ball off the bat of Lind, and that'll do it for the Crew in the first. No runs and 1 hit. Scoreless in Milwaukee. At Miller Park, Mother's Day afternoon, and here's something that's worth another look, presented by Columbia St. Mary's. Said you really can't have a Mother's Day game at Miller Park without remembering this. Bill Hall in 2006.
Yeah, with Mom in the stands, and then he did it again the following year.
in New York. Certainly worth another look.
Certain magic on this day. Bill Hall. Miguel Montero leading things off for the Cubs. Cubs last night used 3 catchers. 2 of them actually did catch. And David Ross came in to pitch a scoreless 8th inning. Joe Madden went deep into the bullpen, saw enough out of there, and had David Ross, the catcher, work his first inning on the mound in the big leagues.
3 up, 3 down. Made it look easy. Managers do not like to have to do that.
No, that is never a good sign how a game is going.
Hey, never ahead when you do that, that's for sure.
As we said last night, no win for the hitter either. Well, you'd like to pad your stats, but if you make an out, you're probably going to hear about it. And even Ross afforded himself a little smile in an 8-run game as he walked off the mound. Adam Lind was one of those victims last night of the ground ball. You got Gomez, Braun, Hector Gomez, Ryan Braun, and Adam Lind. But if you're going to go down 1-2-3, do it late when you're up 12-4. So able to smile about it. Actually, it was Scooter Gennett, not Ryan Braun, involved in that inning. 3-1 to Miguel Montero. And there's the Cubs' first base runner today. And Matt Garza, that last outing, pitched very well. He was matching zeros with Zach Greinke. Actually led that game 1-0, did Matt, going into the 6th inning, but with a couple of runners on, left one up for Justin Turner, who drove it out of the park. And it was really just the one pitch you circle, the one you'd want back. That was it. Greinke was on his game, and it was a tough luck loss for Garza.
It's kind of been a staff situation so far this year, giving up the long ball.
Jorge Soler into center field, and that's going to fall in front of Gomez. And now the Cubs have runners at first and second. And Soler continues his hot hitting ways. 364 over his last 9.
Well, Garza able to get in on his hands, but Soler about as strong as it gets out there. Able to muscle that one into center field. Big smile on his face. He'll take that. But the Brewers have been very happy with the way Garza has been throwing the baseball. I mean, coming out of his hand very well. Been able to establish inside, been pitching inside quite a bit. And the slider's been a good pitch for him.
So after setting down the Cubs in order in the first inning, the first 2 Cubbies reach in the second. And there's Starlin Castro. A modest 6-game hitting streak going for the shortstop. He takes a strike from Garza. Castro's 19 RBIs leads the team. Homered 3 times. Here's the 0-1. Yeah, Garza beat the Cubs here at Miller Park going back to late April last year. A 7-inning outing, gave up 4 hits, a couple of runs. That was his 1 win. Struck out 7 in that game here. And the other 2 starts he had were at Wrigley Field in the middle of May. Pitched well enough, but took the loss, and it was a shutout loss, as a matter of fact. 7 innings, gave up 4 hits and 3 runs. The early September outing was a short one, lasted just 3. And gave up 6 runs. His Miller Park chance against his former team was a good one. And Castro's going to feel that for a moment or 2 or longer.
It only takes 1 bad outing to get that earned run average up. 1-2 against the Cubs and a .582 ERA. In large part because of that 1 start.
With the Cubs a couple of years, was a July trade involving the Rangers. And of course signed his free agent deal with the Brewers in January of 2014. Second full year for Garza as a Brewer. 0-2 the count to Starley Castro. Reaches for it and fouls it away. Castro, the old man, if you will, of this young Cubs infield at age 25. Chris Bryant, Addison Russell, Anthony Rizzo. In his big league debut 5 years and 3 days ago. Again, the 2-strike pitch. Castro's battling.
Not messing around. Garza keeps throwing strikes. Pitch number 6 coming up, and every one of them been in the strike zone.
Castro's homered in this series. That was on Friday night. Comes in with 3 homers on the year. Montero started the inning with a walk. Soler a single to center. Castro will be followed by Chris Coughlin and the pitcher Kyle Hendricks, and that should cost him. Yes, it does. He went around Castro. Garza's 3rd strikeout victim.
Yeah, swinging at everything up there. Castro tried to check it. Clearly not able to. That's almost a full swing, and he gets the call.
So 1 out here in the second. Chris Coughlin steps in. A lot of healthy batting averages on this Cubs team in the lineup, but Coughlin still trying to get his back to health. He comes in at 198. Not a high average, but a little bit of pop. He's homered 3 times.
A tough guy to double up. Garza like to get one down on the ground and roll over 2 here.
Garza comes in 2-4. 458 earned run average. In the last 3 starts have been quality. Last 4 actually. 1-1 the count. Right, the first time, the last 3 with the Dodgers and then the Reds and Cardinals. A ball, a strike. If you look at Soler off the bag at first, Montero at second. Pop the fastball past him.
Yeah, nice zip. Got good backspin on that pitch, and it's coming out of his hand really well right now. That's the thing that Rick Kranitz talks about a lot with Garza. Just the way the pitches are coming out of his hand. Good location. You can tell that he's got a little bit of pop on that baseball when he's able to get that high fastball by these guys.
And Matt's ready with a 1-2. Fastball away. This game concludes the road trip for the Cubs. They're back home starting a series with the Mets. Those outfield bleachers, at least the left field, sounds like they'll be up and running. 2-2. Got him swinging. Quickly 4 strikeouts for Matt Garza. 2 men out in the second.
And once again elevating the fastball up in the zone, and Coughlin way behind it. Garza appears to be a little sneaky fast today.
So he's 2/3 out of this threat. Cubs' first 2 hitters reaching. Strikeouts of Castro and Coughlin, and here's Kyle Hendricks. He was 1 for 10, and the 1 hit drove in a run. That hit was against Colorado's Jordan Lyles. Here's the 0-1. Matt Garza with 4 early strikeouts and has his counterpart down 0-2. Years with the Cubs, Garza pitched well. Prior to the trade in 2013, he was 6-1, a 3.17 earned run average, won 10 games for the Cubbies back in 2011. That gets through Maldonado. The runners advance, so they're at second and third.
Yeah, tried to get down on his knees to block it. Not sure he had to. Went right under the glove and right between the wickets. Let's check it out. Man, that pitch, that could very well be a pass ball.
And that's what it will be. 2-2, Garza versus Kyle Hendricks. Strike 3 called. No harm done off the pass ball as Garza strikes out 3. Still scoreless at Miller Park. Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. By Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin. And by Hupy and Abraham. 1-800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. Still no score. Bottom of the second inning here at Miller Park. Take a look at this big crowd. Celebrate Mother's Day and celebrate the game of baseball. Celebrate a good weekend for Chris Davis, who will be leading things off. Davis, Segura, and Maldonado. Davis 7 for 8 in this series. They couldn't get him out last night. 3 hits and a couple of walks.
Hey, Craig Counsell saying a couple of days ago how streaky a hitter that he can be, but when he gets in one of these hot stretches, look out. He could be a difference maker up there.
And he is in one. Going into the series, we were telling you some not so good numbers involving Davis, but he has flipped the script. Two balls, one strike. Included in his weekend his second home run of the year. The ground ball in the hole. Castro. Long throw and makes it look easy. 1 out. mentioned Davis getting a home run act this weekend. Likewise, Gene Segura. Take a look at the Powerball home run count. Number 2 on the year for Segura.
He went down and got that one down and in, and able to golf it on out of here. Good day at the ballpark yesterday for the Brew Crew. One of their better games. When you talk about pitching, defense, runners in scoring position, were they 5 for 9?
Yes, they were. It's a ground ball to Addison Russell. And 2 men out. Yeah, the long ball power last night, which included Jason Rogers, his first big league homer. Pinch hit 3-run shot in the 5th. Gerardo Parra hitting his first of the year. There's Jason. An eventful week in regards to that with the Brewers. Rogers his first. Hector Gomez off Clayton Kershaw Monday night. They did it in wins. Chris Bryant hit his first big league homer last night, but that was in a 8-run Brewer win. So if you're going to give it up in a night like that. Team Maldonado continuing to get the work behind the plate. All but 2 games since the Jonathan Lucroy injury.
And maybe showing some signs of fatigue a little bit. Pass balls from Maldonado each of the last 2 games. Sometimes the hands slow down a little bit. Maldi loves the playing time, though.
Able to show off that throwing arm multiple times these last now almost 3 weeks. And now he lays one down, and Montero throwing in time, at least on the first look.
Wow, well, Maldonado looking at the first base umpire, and Jerry Nairn on the phone to the replay crew. Kind of indecision somewhat. That's what gave Maldonado a chance to beat it out. We'll see what the Brewers elect to do, and he looks safe. I mean, that doesn't even look close. We'll see. I mean, that ball at least 3 feet away from the glove when Maldonado puts the foot down, and that's certainly going to be turned around.
Yeah, I would think this would be a fairly short look.
Well, Miguel Montero thought that Hendricks was going to get it, and Hendricks thought that he was going to get it, and that's all it took for Martin to be able to beat it out.
Brewers have been successful on 4 of their 5 challenges, and you would think that's about to become 5 out of 6. As the original call is out. Continuing to look.
I'm not sure what's taking so long, actually. I mean, this is pretty cut and dried, isn't it?
We'll continue to review this. The Maldonado bunt attempt.
Now Joe Madden's going over there. Maybe Joe Madden might be looking for maybe a challenge of some kind to see if maybe the baseball hit Maldonado. But the key is Maldonado in the running lane.
Right.
If he's in the running lane, it doesn't matter.
The council also visiting here. Let's take another look right here.
Oh, you're talking about right off the bat. Yeah, that might be the case.
Right.
Did it hit the elbow after he bunted it?
The answer is no, and the answer at first base is turn it over, overturned. So Maldonado reaches on the bunt. So there you go. One single for Martin Maldonado. And now here's Elian Herrera. Second hit for the Brewers. Jeanette had a single in the first frame, and now a bunt single for Maldonado. Here's Herrera getting the starting call again at third. Ramos Ramirez, a little lower back tightness, been affecting him throughout the course of this weekend. Kept him out of the lineup. They have Gomez back, but still waiting on Ramirez. Herrera had a hit in 4 trips last night. Start number 12 overall this season for Herrera. His third start over at third base. Other opportunities have been at second. Late last night, moved into right field.
And he can play short.
Versatility.
And last year, the emergency catcher for the Brewers. Where can he play?
Yeah, there's your ticket to the big leagues. And this draws a walk. So Herrera is on, as Matt Garza will stroll to the plate. 0 for 9 this season. Maldonado at second, Elian Herrera at first. First walk given up by Kyle Hendricks. Only walked 6 in his first 5 starts. And Garza with a base hit to right. Maldonado will be held up at third, as that was shallow right field. Soler was ready to throw him out. So they'll play station to station baseball. Garza with his first hit of the year, and it's back to the top of the order.
Yeah, hit that one pretty well, didn't he? Taking that one to the opposite field, and because Soler was playing so shallow with a pitcher up, there's no chance that Maldonado's going to be able to score. And now the bases are loaded for the top of the Brewers batting order.
We talked in Brewers Live pregame about this team's improvement with runners in scoring position. Carlos Gomez has been as good. In fact, he's been better than anyone in this team in that area. And there's a soft pop. That'll be handled by Castro, and Hendricks gets out of the jam. Brewers leave them loaded as we remain scoreless.
Mother's Day. We wish you all a very happy Mother's Day. And Craig Counsell is wrapping up his first week as the new manager of the Brewers. The team has gone 3-3 in that time, and Craig Counsell says he likes a lot of the things that he's seeing from his club. He said there were a lot of unnoticed plays in last night's game, particularly base running. He said Ryan Braun staying put on that line drive, not being doubled off. Chris Davis, same thing, staying put on a hard hit ball by Elian Herrera. He said it's the little things that this team has been doing throughout the week that he loves to see. And he said, we want to save our 27 outs to swing the bats. And you guys mentioned before today's game how successful they've been with runners in scoring position. He said it's situations like that where we are asking them to focus every day and have that great focus in those big situations.
All right, Sophia, thanks. And you're right. And Rock, you mentioned it last night with Davis at third. I know it's big league baseball and you're supposed to be fundamentally sound all the time, but when you're struggling, sometimes you try to force the issue. Mm-hmm. And Chris is at third, a hard ground ball off the bat of Herrera. A lot of runners can get themselves hung up, but Davis did not allow that to happen, and things like that allow big innings to continue. Craig Counsell was talking about how he appreciated that. Those are those little things that become big things.
Yeah, trying to make something out of nothing, and normally when you do that, I mean, you're pressing, you're trying too hard to make something happen, and normally what happens is just the reverse.
Brewers were smart on the bases and powerful at the plate. Addison Russell riding a 12-game hitting streak. It's the longest streak by a Cubs rookie since 2007. Mike Fontenot also had a 12-game run.
That's a good name out of the past.
Yeah, a little Mike Fontenot knowledge today.
Fontenot and Terrio.
Yeah. Russell, a natural shortstop, played over there late in the game last night, part of a number of switches that Joe Madden made during the course of the game. Garza ready with a 2-1 pitch. Matt worked his way out of trouble in the second inning. The first two Cubs reached. Montero a walk, and Jorge Soler singled, but then Garza was able to get strikeouts of Castro, Coughlin, and the pitcher Kyle Hendricks. 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings for Garza. The 3-1 pitch. And there's the second walk given up by Matt.
Hey, country star Joe Nichols is coming to Miller Park on Friday, May 29th, and with the Country Night VIP package, you can watch the Brewers take on the Diamondbacks from the Dew Deck, plus get field access for the post-game concert. For details, visit brewers.com/concerts.
I appreciated you this morning dialing up a little Joe Nichols here, getting ready for the game. Just going to get everybody ready for the.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to break out the hat, the boots, big belt buckle.
You'll be ready.
Big fan, big fan.
Dexter Fowler showing bunt. Pulls back. Fowler on Friday night homered to start the game. He has hit 10 leadoff homers in his career. First season with the Cubs. This is lifted to center. Gomez, 1 out. Here's Chris Bryant. I think we had a slugfest in the making last night. Bryant hit his first big league homer, a 3-run shot in the 3rd inning. Well, fortunately, it was a one-sided slugfest. The Brewers put 12 on the board. The Cubs just the 4. 3 in the 3rd and 1 more in the 4th. Take a look at our DraftKings players to watch for today. One of them at the plate right now, Chris Bryant. Ryan Braun swinging a pretty good bat the last 4.
Yeah, when Ryan Braun swings the bat, he's driving in runs. I think everybody in the lineup relaxes just a little bit. Good things happen when your stars are able to produce, and Ryan's certainly done that lately.
That game-winning RBI on Monday night. A broken bat ground ball to third. He was able to bust up that line, beat the throw. Gomez was able to score.
And just so much different when guys like Braun, aren't hitting and not driving in runs. It puts pressure on everybody else, and Ryan knows it. He doesn't shy away from it. He knows how important it is for him to be able to be driving in runs, hitting homers.
Chris Bryant looks at strike 3 called. Second time he's gone down on strikes today.
That 94 miles an hour from Matt Garza. And he's painting with the thin brushes today, right on the edge, and Bryant caught looking.
Terrific pitch. 2 men out with Addison Russell. Via walk, the runner at first. Here's Anthony Rizzo. Popped out to end the first inning. And this will get through and into right field. Russell turns second. The Cubs will have him at the corners. Anthony Rizzo continues to swing a hot bat.
And just a nice short stroke. Not trying to do too much. He's right on top of home plate. And just daring you to come inside, but he's able to pull the hands in when you do come inside and hit it hard. Able to barrel it up.
So once again, the Cubs have a threat going. First 2 reached in the second inning. They did nothing with it. Now runners at the corners for Miguel Montero. He walked to start the last inning. Montero hitting .292. Garza with a curve in there for strike 1. Mentioned the White Sox coming in. They split a doubleheader with the Reds yesterday. They are underway this afternoon. Early lead on Cincinnati. White Sox out in front 1-0 in the third. Pirates and Cardinals tied at 2. They're in the 6th in Pittsburgh. 1-1 pitch. And that is a diving stop by Segura. Throws to second. Got him. Wow, what a play by Gene Segura. That looked to be ticketed to left field for sure. But Segura having none of it. Watch and enjoy. Third inning. And time now for our Carsoup.com trivia question. Who are the 4 active managers to be named Manager of the Year 2 or more times by the Baseball Writers Association of America? 4 active managers to be the Baseball Writers Association of America Manager of the Year 2 or more times. Scooter Gennett leads things off.
All right, how about Gene Segura? What a play. Run-saving play. Oh, he's incredible. Not only able to get to that baseball, keeping it in the glove, but how quickly he's able to get that baseball all on its way to second base. Had the right guy running, they had Anthony Rizzo at first. I mean, somebody else might have been able to beat that play.
Yeah, I was positive that was going to slip through and get into left field, but Segura lays out and keeps this game scoreless. So the Cubs miss another opportunity, this time with runners at first and third. The 1-1 to Scooter Gennett. Gennett singled to left field back in the first. Brewers left him loaded in the second inning, and Gennett stings one to center, but Fowler is right there. Out number 1. Making good contact both at bats. Rewarded the first time. This one right at the center fielder. Here's Ryan Braun.
Man, Brawny going with the conventional bat now. He had a pink bat in his hand his first time up. Guys are superstitious, right? No hit the first time up, get a new bat.
Yeah, give me the one with some hits in it. Six homers for Braun. He's driven in 16. Pretty good homestand going. 6 for 19 so far. 3 games remain on this stand after today. '25-year-old Kyle Hendricks. His 3rd start against the Brewers, had 2 winning ones a year ago. Here's a 3-0. Mentioned throughout the weekend, Cubs pitching has been pretty good at not allowing walks. Hendricks has walked 1 so far. That was Herrera in the second. He's battled back from 3-0 to make it 3-2.
I think that walk to Herrera was almost on purpose to get to Garza, who ended up with a base hit.
And strike 3 called, and a bat flip from Ryan Braun.
Well, he's not going to get thrown out for it, but it might cost him a few bucks. I had to count 3-0, and then Hendricks able to come right back and get him. Now that one right at the bottom of the strike zone, and Alfonso Marquez rings it up.
So 2 men out here in the 3rd. Adam Lind, the hitter, grounded to Russell at second. It's into the 1st inning. Hendricks now with a couple of strikeouts. Adam Lind continues to be among the leaders in a lot of categories, including extra base hits. His slugging percentage at .596 is 6th in the National League. Top 6 in doubles. Top 7 in OPS. Just hitting really well. Hitting long balls too. Take a look at the Powerball home run leaderboard. Lind and Braun right there with 6 apiece. Ramos Ramirez not in the lineup again today with the lower back tightness.
Yeah, good changeup from Hendricks. He hadn't thrown too many. Talking to folks with his ball club, this Cubs club, they say that changeup's one of his best pitches.
Two balls, two strikes. Yeah, the command for Hendricks has not been, at least at this early stage, what it was a year ago. He hasn't been deep enough in counts to really get the change going. 2-2 the count on Adam Lind.
Yeah, but still able to sneak that fastball 89, 90 miles an hour by these Brewers hitters. They just haven't been able to square up on it. And that's, back of their mind, they're thinking the off-speed stuff. Pitches very effectively inside when he only gets it to about 90.
2-2. Bounces it, and a full count now to Adam Lind.
You don't have to throw hard to pitch effectively inside. Matter of fact, the harder you throw, the less you have to work inside.
Here's the payoff. That is driven deep but foul. Lind out ahead of it.
Yep, a 3-2 changeup.
And again the 3-2. That's driven down the line and right, and that is a foul ball.
Trying to get a better read on that changeup. He's thrown 3 in a row. That one just hooks foul as it gets down to the line.
Just missed. Well, now let's find out together what Hendricks will do. He'll walk him. Goes with the fastball, missed upstairs. And probably feels a little fortunate that it's just a walk, as Lind was getting him measured.
Yeah, made a couple of mistakes with a changeup, but had him out in front.
Chris Davis, ground ball to short in the second inning, but still 7 for 9 in this series. A 4-hit night on Friday, 3 more last night. A couple of walks, or a walk. A couple of doubles in last night's ball game. He began the weekend with a 209 average, and it's an example of how quickly things can change, especially early in the season. Began at 209. It's now at 260. One and one the count.
Yeah, get to about 125, 130 at bats, not plate appearances, but at bats. I mean, the average will stop fluctuating so much. Although it does go down a lot faster than you can bring it up.
Sure seems to, right? Yeah, still at that stage where a bad week and it nosedives. Davis had his struggles for actually a little more than a week. Couple. And that wiped out in large part what he did the first 2 weeks or so of the season. But trending back in the good direction for the left fielder. Two balls, two strikes. Struck him out. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Hendricks, and we're still scoreless through 3. Presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Who is that bobblehead? Who is that guy?
Yeah.
Mike Fiers, check it out. Had a bobblehead day at the Timber Rattlers. And now said bobblehead is anchored on the railing of the Brewers dugout.
Yep, keeping an eye on the game. And I'll tell you that those starting pitchers, they're in their own little world, aren't they? They got their own little area of the dugout, and you're not allowed to get into that group unless you make a start.
Yep. And if you're not making a start, you have a little time on your hands, so you're going to have a little bit of fun. There's Jorge Soler with a deep fly to center field, but not deep enough. Gomez, edge of the track, one away.
They can be ruthless down there in the dugout and in the clubhouse. Guys are always looking for something, just something little to get on everybody about. Got to have a thick skin to be in this game.
Yeah, if not, then go do something else.
And up here in the booth sometimes, right?
Too. Yes. The needles are sharp everywhere. That's the fun of this.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the unofficial Mike Fiers bobblehead day.
Although look at Parra, he's over there with the starters.
There he is. Boy, Gerardo Parra is just an exciting player when he's been in there.
Yeah.
Saw him in the lineup the last couple of days, but Gomez is back. The chance is there. He comes through more often than not. Talking about Parra. Castro to Jeanette. Quickly, 2 men out.
And the Brewers continue their run against Chicago tomorrow through Wednesday as the Brewers take on the White Sox at Miller Park. White Sox are here for the first time in 6 years. Tickets start at $9. Visit Brewers.com to reserve your spot today.
White Sox are 11-16. Mentioned they split a doubleheader with Cincinnati yesterday after a Friday rainout. Still a team that I think people consider dangerous. That American League Central is awfully good, but the Royals and Tigers, Twins are playing really well of late. Only a game and a half separating those top 3 teams. The White Sox were pretty busy in the offseason.
Made a lot of changes. They expected to be in contention. They still could be.
They're 6.5 out. They have not traveled well at all.
A couple of the big boys in the starting rotation are off to a slow start.
Yeah, and going to see a couple of those guys, as a matter of fact. Jeff Smarja tomorrow and Sale on Tuesday. The White Sox, in their first 13 road games, they have dropped 11 of them. One and one the count to Chris Coughlin. Struck out in the 4th inning. Curve away. Garza retired the side in order in the first. Was able to get out of a couple of threats in innings 2 and 3. Now a chance to set him down 1, 2, 3. The 2-1. This with a fastball.
Yeah, be careful here. You got the pitcher on deck. And a 3-1 count. Last thing you need is for Coughlin to get a pitch down the middle and drive it out of here.
Which he can do. He's hit 3 homers. There's Kyle Hendricks waiting on deck. The 3-1. Garza has struck out 6 so far. He has walked 2. Here's the 3-2. Sharply hit. Lind is there. And he'll feed Garza, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Garza. Still scoreless. Going to the bottom of the 4th. Milwaukee. Gene Segura will be leading things off, which leads us to our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Check this out. This takes away a hit. It takes away a run. Montero was robbed.
And look at how quickly he's able to get that baseball off balance, sidearm right on the money to Scooter Gennett to save Garza and the Brewers a run.
It's another in a line of terrific plays from Gene Segura. And he has made a couple here this season at the Cubs' expense. A spectacular diving play at Wrigley Field behind the bag at second. This time he lays out going the other way. 0-2 the count. Segura grounded to second in the second inning. Reaching for it and lifts it to right field. That's Soler, one away.
Hey, today's time of the game winner is Anchored Lanes in Elkhart Lake. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours. 414-902-4572 is the phone number. They get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game this year. They offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Thought I'd give the phone number today.
Very good.
Usually I leave it out in the interest of time.
We appreciate the effort. Martin Maldonado. Bunt single in the second inning. The play was overturned or originally called out, but replay clearly showed that he beat the throw, and this one he will not as Chris Bryant handles it. 2 men out. Let's check in with Sophia Minutes.
Elian Herrera at third base for Aramis Ramirez again, and correct counsel saying that Ramirez is improving but still not good enough to see the field today. The plan is for him to see the team doctor, Dr. William Rosh, today, have some exams done on that lower back, and he said he has not seen the doctor up until this point. He's just been treated for it as a day-to-day condition, and at this point they just want to rule out that there aren't any other issues going on with the back, so we'll hopefully have an update on Ramirez after the game.
Sophia, thanks. Yeah, the good news is the Brewers today get Carlos Gomez back in the lineup, but we're waiting to gather some more information regarding Aramis Ramirez. Hopefully he'll be back soon, but we will wait and see. In the meantime, Herrera gets the call to continue to dress up the unofficial Mike Fiers bobblehead day.
Desecrate it with some bubble gum.
Very uptight in this game of baseball, if you haven't noticed. Just can't mess around, can't have any fun.
Got to be a little goofy to get through the season.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Elian Herrera. That is driven deep, but again foul. A little out ahead of Hendricks here. Fiers, by the way, is scheduled to start Tuesday against Chris Sale. Now that is a look. Full count. The old days with the Timber Rattlers.
Yeah, Mike Fiers saying better on the bobblehead than on me.
The day is young. It's usually more of a rookie thing, though, right? If you're gonna do it on the actual person as opposed to the bobblehead. Kyle Hendricks with the 3-2. And lined right to Rizzo, and that'll do it for the Brewers. They're set down in order. Still no score at Miller Park.
Presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Scoreless here through 4 innings at Miller Park. And today, Major League Baseball and the Milwaukee Brewers are going to bat against breast cancer. Major League Baseball and the Milwaukee Brewers teamed up with Stand Up to Cancer and Susan G. Komen to raise awareness and support the fight against breast cancer. Today's honorary Batgirl winner got to throw out the ceremonial first pitch.
All right, Sophia, thank you very much. We move on to the 5th inning, still scoreless. At Garza and Kyle Hendricks. Little pitcher's duel here. Both have had to work out of some trouble. And both have been able to do so successfully.
Reminds you a lot of Garza's last start against the Dodgers, how good he's been through 4 innings. Actually 5 scoreless innings. Until he gave up that 3-run homer in the 6th.
And unfortunately for the Brewers, that night, Zach Greinke was outstanding. A little bullpen help late to preserve an 8-2 win for L.A. Pitcher versus pitcher here to start the 5th. And there's a one-hopper to Jeanette. Nice play. Backed up on him, and he's able to field it for the first out of the inning.
Hey, former Brewers owner and Major League Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig is honored with his very own bobblehead Sunday, May 31st. As the Brewers take on the Diamondbacks, all fans in attendance get a bobblehead of the Brewers' first fan, courtesy of IBS Dynaman. For tickets, visit Brewers.com.
And there he is.
Well, looking sweet. There he is.
Very nice.
Commissioner Selig. He's always going to be the commissioner for us.
Oh, yeah. And busy, as you and BA have had a chance to visit with him a time or two already. It's not like he's kicking back. He's on the go.
Teaching up at your school up there in Madison.
He is. He is over there.
Amongst other things.
He threw out, those are 2 ceremonial first pitches, right, on opening day?
Yeah.
Addison Russell walked in the 3rd inning. Well, I know you've known Bud for a long time. I cannot say that I know him, but a guy who I know pretty well, Barry Alvarez, the athletic director over at Wisconsin, he and Mr. Selig have become good friends over the years.
Mm-hmm. Well, now Bud doesn't have to hide his allegiances to the Brewers anymore. That's good. We're going to see him.
Absolutely.
We're going to see him around here a little bit more often.
That's good. And he can enjoy the ball games.
Mm-hmm.
Take it in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Russell with a 12-game hitting streak that Garza would like to end, and that's a step in the right direction.
Boy, Garza's got great stuff. That was at 95 miles an hour, far and away his best fastball so far today. Said he tweaked the mechanics over the offseason. He renewed his intensity. So a little bit of a physical change, a little bit of a mental change for Garza, and those adjustments are starting to pay off.
7 strikeouts, a season high. Let's take a look at that speed range.
Yep, curveball at 71, and that last fastball to strike out Russell was at 95.
Trying to retire the Cubs in order for what would be the 3rd time here in the 5th inning. Cubs had little threats going in the 2nd and 3rd. Second inning, the first 2 Cubs reached, and then Garza struck out Castro, Coughlin, and Kyle Hendricks. In the 3rd, runners were at the corners, and Miguel Montero had an RBI taken away on a diving stop by Segura, was able to get the force at second. 2 balls, no strikes to Dexter Fowler.
You like that catching gear Maldy's got today?
He's got it going today.
That's sweet. Got the pink. Got the pink shoes, the trim around the shin guards.
He's He's got the look, and you have Fowler up there at the plate with those shoes.
A lot of trouble for one day, huh? But that's how important it is.
It's very important.
You know, honoring mom and breast cancer awareness.
Yeah, baseball's done a very good job in that area, among many areas where baseball's been very, very good. Dexter Fowler draws a walk.
Not the guy you want to walk for sure.
No, 8 stolen bases in 9 tries here for Fowler. This is a Cubs team that, well, only the Reds in the National League have stolen more bases. Cubs have 29 as a group. Fowler with 8 of them. 2 men out. Chris Bryant, who has struck out twice, settles in. Bryant is 3 for 21 against the Brewers. 3 games last weekend, and now this the 3rd game of this series. That said, his on-base percentage among the National League leaders. He's had enough at-bats now to qualify. He's in the top 10.
And a lot of strikeouts, a lot of walks. Unusual combination.
Yes, 17 walks. There's a snap throw down the first. Fowler gets back, and there's that arm again on display from Maldonado. Stray away from the base too far. You do so at high risk.
Always looking to get you. You get too much of a secondary lead, and he's going to keep an eye on you. First baseman always has to be ready for a throw. That's not a sign. He just does it when he feels like he has a shot.
Garza with a 1-1, and Bryant swings right through it. He's driven in 17 as Bryant. Only Castro has more. But in 78 at-bats, he has struck out 32 times. They make that trade, though. He drives in runs, and I figure he will be a very good home run hitter at this level. Certainly was in the minors. Runner going, the pitch is fouled back.
And Joe Madden making the move, taking him out of that cleanup spot, putting him in front of Rizzo, and you figure he's going to get some pitches to hit. With Rizzo behind him, one way that a manager can try and get a guy going. Finally hit his first home run in yesterday's game.
Yeah, on the national scope that got a lot of play, but on the significant scope, Jason Rogers had the edge with his first big league homer. Carried a lot more meaning to the outcome of the game. 2-2 to Bryant. Hector Gomez on Monday night with his first big league homer against Clayton Kershaw. A fair amount to talk about with this Brewers team in the last week. Craig Counsell finishing up his first week. Looking for his 4th win. This is game number 7 for Counsell as the manager. Again, runner on the move, and again a foul ball.
Yeah, Cruz started to play better in that Chicago series at Wrigley. Started to put some things together, pitching, defense, offense, and Craig Counsell just keeping a sharp eye on everything that's going on in that dugout and on the field, clubhouse. Seeing how he can keep things on the right track.
Mentioned at the beginning of the week how much he would rely on his coaches, especially Jerry Narron. The 2-2. Runner goes. Pitch taken. Throw to second. They got him. You run at risk. And Maldonado throws out Dexter Fowler trying to steal. And that's how the top half of the 5th will end. Oh, this guy has an arm. Just ask Dexter Fowler. Still scoreless in Milwaukee. Go. Our Soup.com trivia question. Who are the 4 active managers to be named Manager of the Year 2 or more times by the baseball writers? And there you go. Joe Madden is on that list along with Buck Showalter, Mike Scioscia, and Bob Melvin. Matt Garza begins the inning.
Heavy American League influence there.
A lot of American League influence. Madden, of course, in his first year through that successful run with the Rays. Garza with 1 hit already. Can you say 2? No. Soler takes it away down the line.
Come on. Boy, 2 bullets by Garza. This time Soler hugging that line, able to make that catch relatively easily. Garza saying, I know how you feel now, Adam.
Rob, man.
Doesn't feel good when you get hit the ball like that and make it out.
Making some good contact. And tossing up some zeros against Cubs hitters. And back up the middle, Gomez. His first hit of the day.
Boy, that one almost took Hendrick's head off right there. He was lucky. That was right back at him. Didn't miss him by too much. Well, you want to be a pitcher? Check this out. Look out. Gomez attacking the first pitch in back-to-back plate appearances.
He popped up with the bases loaded to end the second inning. That was his first hit of the day. Here's Scooter Gennett. He's made some pretty good contact. Both of his at-bats. A single to show for it in the first. Lined out his last trip. Scooter Gennett at the plate, presented by Wendy's. First inning single. His average back on the plus side of 200.
Well, you know, Gomez is going to try and take off. He's 100%. He's feeling pretty good. That hip flexor is feeling all right. If he doesn't go, that's the only reason he wouldn't.
He's holding as the pitch is taken. Ball
Hendricks
1.
gives him the slide step, making it a little bit more difficult. Giving Montero a chance. Montero throw-up percentage about 15%. A little low.
Gomez with 2 steals. They came against the Cubs at Wrigley. Stole second and stole third. So he was just coming off the DL last weekend because of the hamstring injury. Has missed the first 2 games of this series with hip trouble.
Yeah, 2-0, not a real good pitch to run on. You want to let Scooter be a little selective.
And there's a ground ball to Russell. There's Castro for 1. Rizzo for 2. 4-6-3 double play, and that will wrap up the 5th. Still scoreless. Brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time. And by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. Move to the 6th inning in a pitcher's duel going on. So even the hits are few and far between. Matt Garza, Kyle Hendricks hooked up in a good one. That's how good. And Garza with those 7 strikeouts, that's a season high for him.
And once again, not a whole lot of runs to work with for Garza, just like his last start.
And the 6th inning in that last outing was the trouble inning for Garza. Brewers led 1-0 over the Dodgers at that point, but a couple of men on, Justin Turner homered. Chris Bryant will lead off here in the 6th. He was at the plate when Dexter Fowler was thrown out trying to steal second.
And Mulder got him easily. Wasn't even close at second base.
It's the fourth time that Maldonado has cut down a runner. 8 successful and 4 unsuccessful. It's a very good base stealer, was Rock said, thrown out by a lot.
33%, pretty good these days.
You'll take that. Bryant, a couple of strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Garza with 3 consecutive quality starts, trying to make it 4 here today. Bryant, it's 1 to right. Ryan Braun, 1 away. I mentioned this was the inning Tuesday that was trouble, but also keep this in mind, Kyle Hendricks has not gone any deeper than 6 innings in any of his starts.
And both of their pitch counts are in real good shape. Garza's sitting at, what is it, 78 pitches. Hendricks about the same.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. Single to right in the 3rd. Average now at .330. That on base percentage, top 5. Slugging percentage, top 10. He's picking up where he left off a year ago for this Cubs team. In the air to center. Gomez has it measured, 2 away. This efficient inning in progress for Matt Garza. Rolling along right now. Cubs had 2 runners stranded in the 2nd inning. Had a 1st and 3rd situation that Garza got out of thanks to a terrific play by Gene Segura to get the force at 2nd. And has kept this game scoreless. There's Montero with a fly ball hit back into deep left field. This game is scoreless no longer. Solo blast for the Cubs catcher.
Yeah, the first pitch. Boy, the Cubs have been attacking the first pitch a lot as this game is going on. And Montero with good opposite field power knocks it out of here. Yeah, check it out. First pitch, and one of the few mistakes that Garza's made. Up out over the plate, and Montero goes right with it. That's way back in left center.
4th of the year for Miguel Montero. And the Cubs are first on the board. Here's Jorge Soler. Well, a home run ball, that has been a major issue for this Brewers pitching staff. And the first run of the game is via the long ball.
Yeah, the home run balls, they're going to hurt you, but it's a lot worse when you have men on base, when you're walking guys, giving up hits, and then you give up the homers. Solo shots are home runs you can overcome. 2 outs, nobody on, a home run. Now it's up to Garza to minimize the damage and get out of this inning.
2 strikes and nothing to Soler with 2 men out. Brewers with that infield shifted. See Jeanette on the left field side of the bag. And Soler holds up 2-2. It's the 3rd hit of the day for the Cubs. Solo homer from Miguel Montero. Two pitch. Starling Castro waits on deck. Garza trying to end the inning here. And he does. Strikeout of Soler. 8 strikeouts now for Garza, but the Cubs get on the board as we move to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning of this series finale. Tonight, Fox Sports Live will get you caught up in a full night of NHL and NBA playoff action, plus highlights on tonight's Major League Baseball games. You can see Fox Sports Live tonight at 10 p.m. on Fox Sports 1, or see it simulcast right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. All right, the Cubs break through, and now let's see how the Brewers respond. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the order. Braun, Lind, and Davis. All capable of going deep. It's Kyle Hendricks. He's thrown 5 shutout innings, giving up just the 4 hits so far. And Braun, first pitch swinging, a base hit. Good start in the 6th.
Yeah, waiting back and got a first pitch curveball, and Hendricks left it up a little bit. See Ryan head down, got it down on the trademark a bit, but dumps it into left. Leadoff base runners have been hard to come by for the Crew. First time.
So Braun is on as you take a look at his spray chart, if you will, and showing an ability to use all the field. Here's Adam Lind. Ground ball in the second, or to the second baseman Addison Russell in the first, and he walked in the third. Hendricks, the deepest he has gone in any one outing was 6 innings against the Padres. That was on April 18th. He's now pitching coach Chris Bosio on the way to the mound.
Yeah, which is probably why the Cubs have activity in their bullpen. They're not going to mess around too much. Third time through, the Brewers have put some pretty good swings on Hendricks.
Yeah, his numbers the second time through the order have been good. Teams hit just 190 against him, but now that third look. It's Justin Grimm getting loose in the Chicago bullpen. Bullpen's been shaky here in this series for the Cubs, so let's see if the Brewers can get into it sooner than later. A ball, a strike to Adam Lind. Reds and White Sox are tied at 1. They're in the 6th inning in Chicago. Pirates lead the Cardinals 4-3 in the 8th. Pittsburgh trying to take a couple in that series. Lind with a fly ball to left. Coughlin has room. One away.
Yeah, just didn't get it, did he? Got it down on the handle a little bit, and that's that 88-mile-an-hour fastball that Hendricks has been using effectively on the inside corner. Remember last time with Lind at the plate, he threw him a bunch of changeups, about 3 or 4 in a row, and then what's he do? He throws him a first pitch fastball and able to get in on his hands.
So after retiring, there you see those numbers. The second time through okay, third time not so much, and Joe Madden has seen enough. After Hendricks retires Adam Lind, the Cubs manager is going to go to his bullpen. Pitching change in Milwaukee with the Cubs up 1-0. Pitching change here for the Cubs. The hard thrower Justin Grimm out there for the Cubbies.
Yeah, made his second consecutive opening day roster this year. Was started this season but went on the DL on April 10th. Just got back off on Wednesday. He had right forearm inflammation. 73 appearances for him a year ago. You see what he did his last time out. 2/3 scoreless against the Cardinals on Thursday.
And he'll face a hot hitter in this series, Chris Davis. What he's done against the Cubs, looking to make some more noise today. He has made a lot of it in the first 2 games.
Man, just shooting the ball all over the diamond. You know, from the left field line all the way around to the right field line, showing some power and some patience at the plate. One of the reasons why the Brewers have been much better at scoring runs lately. Everybody seems to be swinging the bat better.
Ryan Braun led off the inning with a single to left. Adam Lind with a fly out to left. And now here's Davis against Justin Grimm on in relief of Kyle Hendricks, who goes 5 1/3. Big swing from Davis.
And Grimm, one of those mid-90s guys, started that last fastball in 93. Basically fastball slider. He will flip up a curveball from time to time.
It was part of that trade with the Rangers and Cubs that involved Matt Garza a couple of years ago. Davis another good cut, but he's down 0-2. Grimm's role has changed in his time in the big leagues. Been a starter with the Rangers, but a busy guy out of the bullpen for the Cubs last year and has an opportunity this afternoon. 0-2 pitch to Davis with Braun running. Pitch is taken, and there is no chance for Montero. Braun gets second.
A pretty good pitch to run on, a breaking ball. It was a slider from Grimm and off the outside corner. Montero didn't even bother. Head down, not looking in, and steals it without a throw.
The Brewers with a runner in scoring position. A ball, 2 strikes to Chris Davis. Will hold up. I mentioned these last couple of weeks the Brewers have been much better with runners in scoring position. Last night they were 5 for 9.
And today 1 for 2, but the one hit was from Garza. Didn't score a run.
2-2 pitch. Grimm bringing it at 96. Brewers trying to get something going. Leadoff man on for the first time today. Lind a fly ball, and now a 2-2 count to Davis. Davis was asked last night after the game about swinging 3-0. He said, I'm up here to swing at pitches, not look at him. That said, he has walked 13 times.
Yeah, doing a much better job of that than he did last year.
Yeah, I believe that's about 12 more walks than where he stood this time a year ago. And breaking ball is away, and Davis draws walk number 14.
Just staying on the baseball much better than he was. There was a stretch. What was it, 0 for 18? He just was jumping at the baseball, swinging out of the zone. And a few days ago, he would have swung at that. And staying back much better and keeping an eye on the baseball.
Good at bat. He draws the walk. And now here's Segura. Already made a terrific play in the field. There's an opportunity now at the plate. It's Grimm behind to the Brewers shortstop.
That was just as good as an RBI, that play.
Yeah, it was. It took one away from Miguel Montero with runners at the corners. Only run of the game, though, courtesy of the Cubs catcher. Montero, a solo homer in the top of this 6th inning. Little threat going here for the Brew Crew. Segura looking for his first hit today. And this could be trouble. 4-6-3. Second straight inning. The Brewers have bounced into a double play, and we are through 6. 1-0 Chicago. Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. 1-0 Cubs lead the Brewers as we move to the top half of the 7th inning. Matt Garza has pitched well, save for a home run ball he allowed to Miguel Montero, but check it out, 8 strikeouts and only 3 hits allowed.
And once again, margin for error not a whole lot for Garza. And looking at his 4 losses this year, the Brewers have scored a combined 6 runs. He has been shut out once.
4 straight quality starts here going for Garza. With just 1 win to show for it in that stretch. That shutout against the Cardinals, pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, struck out 6. Carlos Martinez and company just a little bit better on that day. Here's Starlin Castro. He has struck out and grounded to second. Cubs starter Kyle Hendricks goes 5 1/3, scattering 5 hits. Justin Grimm able to get a double play ground ball off the bat of Gene Segura. Brewers have hit into consecutive 4-6-3 double plays in innings 5 and 6. Two-0 pitch to Castro. If Matt Garza can get through this inning, keep the score as is.
That'll be his last inning. He's due up 3rd.
Yeah. He's battled back and has Castro 2 balls 2 strikes. Cubs a winner on Friday night. Brewers put 12 on the board last night in an 8-run victory. A lot more pitching going on through the first 6 innings today. Here's the 2-2. Castro riding a 6-game hitting streak. Again, the 2-2.
Castro's had some good pitches to hit in this at bat. Particularly the last 2. You can see the look on his face saying, how do I miss those? One was up and in. The other one was out over the plate, that last one.
See what Garza dials up here. 2-2. Hit in the air to center field. Gomez has it tracked. At the warning track, makes the play.
Yeah, had him out in front. He hung the slider, but it was the speed that fooled Castro that time. Off the end of the bat, but he still gave it a pretty good ride out there in the center.
His bid for his 4th home run of the year, falling a few feet short. 1 away in the 7th. The Cubs with only 3 hits here in the game. Chris Coughlin, the hitter. Breaking ball lined softly to Segura. 2 men out.
Well, it's back by popular demand, you know. It's Zuba's Palooza returns to Miller Park on Friday, June 12th, as the Brewers host the Washington Nationals. Fans who purchase a special Zuba Palooza ticket package will get a pair of green and blue Zubaz pants featuring the Brewers 90s logo. For tickets, visit brewers.com/events. And I almost let that one get away. Very close to starting over, but I kind of battled through it.
You know, and with the Zubaz, everything cycles back. So
You still have some in your closet?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you say no, who's going to believe it? So for all of you out there who say you don't have it, don't bother saying you don't have it, because we know you do. Big in the 90s, man.
Yeah, with the matching T-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Wellington Castillo. Pinch hitting. You have yours still.
Oh, I do.
Of course.
Yep. It's kind of my lounging wear at home.
The kickback look.
They glow in the dark.
There's more information than we needed.
Yeah,
But
just cut down on the electric bill. You just put them on, and you don't have to put the lights on.
That's good. Have heavy storms, and when you lose power, you're still good to go.
Yeah.
A ball, 2 strikes to Wellington Castillo.
I'm waiting for Leisure Suit Day at the ballpark.
It'll come back.
Got a couple of those left.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they shrunk in the closet. It's been a while since I've been able to.
Might be a little tight. They have Leisure Suit Day here at some point.
Yep. Mr. Furley Day.
Swing and a miss. Oh, Matt Garza is pitching well today. Let's see if he can get a little run support in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th, this Mother's Day afternoon matchup. Brewers and Cubs still 1-0 Chicago. Every weeknight, don't miss MLB Whip Around on Fox Sports 1 with highlights, instant analysis, and live look-ins from around the league. MLB Whip Around weeknights, 6 p.m. Central on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. The Brewers have gotten into this Cub bullpen here, and they've been good against it so far this weekend. Let's see what happens here today. Zach Roskup now on the mound for the Cubbies.
Yeah, Roskup in his 12th appearance. Good numbers for him. He gets it up there pretty good for the left-hander. 238 the earned run average. And 2 walks, 12 punch-outs with the Cubs lefty. One of 3 lefties down in that pen.
7, 8, and 9 in the Brewers order. Maldonado, Herrera, and then a pinch hitter.
Yeah, Roskup pitched here on Friday against the Brewers. Gave up a run in an inning of work.
Roskup, another player involved in a trade that involved Garza. He's involved in that deal with the Rays 4 years ago. Part of that swap that brought Garza to the Cubbies. Matt's pitched well against his former team, and now see if the offense can get going against this Chicago bullpen. Justin Grimm was able to get a double play ground ball from Gene Segura, and that wiped out a first and second opportunity with 1 out. Brewers have hit into inning-ending double plays in each of the last 2. Maldonado, a drive deep left field. This game is tied.
Tried to sneak a fastball in on his hands. Maldonado saying, I don't think so. Check it out. Pops the hips open, and that's a nice easy swing from Maldi. Second deck and left. And we're all tied up. And Matt Garza just spit the hook. Well, he pitched well. Did not deserve a loss, and the Brewers tie it up.
1-1 the score. Here's Herrera. So both runs solo homers here today. Montero for the Cubs, Maldonado for the Brewers. A little power from the catching position. Well, you're right, though. That's good for Garza. He did not deserve a loss. Now let's see if the Brewers can keep punching here in this inning and maybe get a win for the guy.
Yeah, 4th consecutive, very good start for Garza. Got to be impressed with the way he's been able to throw as of late.
Herrera, fly ball deep left field. That goes Coleman. Gone, and the Brewers take the lead. Back-to-back home runs.
Now, not only does Garza spit the hook, and now he's up for a win. Well, the bottom of the order getting it done. 7 and 8 in the batting order. Back-to-back solo shots. He didn't believe it in the beginning.
That'll make your eyes wide. Yes, sir. Here's Jason Rogers pinch hitting. He had a 3-run homer in that role last night, his first big league long ball.
And now the power comes up. And now the guys that normally hit the ball out of the ballpark are coming up. How about those guys, Maldi and Herrera?
7 and 8 hitters go back to back. And just like that, the Brewers have the lead. First back-to-back this year for the Crew. Rogers as a pinch hitter, you see what he's done in the series. 4 for 12 as a pinch hitter. Here's the 2-0. Here's what Jason did last night. This was a big one off Phil Coke. 3-run homer.
Yeah. Well, he's been swinging the bat well since he's gotten called up. His first of his career. A 3-run job.
Brewers once again getting into the Cubs bullpen. Zach Roskup, the victim of back-to-back home runs. Martin Maldonado and Elian Herrera. 3-1 to Rogers. Now it's full. Brewers trying to get 2 out of 3 here. His long homestand continues tomorrow night with the White Sox in town. The 3-2. You see Garza now in position to be the winning pitcher today. Still nobody out. See if the Brewers can put a couple more on the board here in the inning. Rogers strikes out swinging.
Well, Roskup able to come back from being down 3-0 and getting Rogers to chase a slider down in the dirt.
Now he'll face Carlos Gomez, singled to center back in the 5th. Popped out with the bases loaded in the 2nd. Going after the first pitch, left field. Coughlin near the line. 2 outs.
Gomez hadn't seen too many pitches today. Last 3 times up, first pitch.
Always attacking. Two men out to this 7th inning, an inning that has seen the Brewers take the lead. Here's Scooter Gennett. Hit the ball hard twice, bounced into a double play his last trip of the 5th inning. Single to left and a liner to center. Home runs again the story in this game. One and one to the second baseman. His first full week back. Back from the cut hand that landed him on the disabled list. Had a little rehab assignment time with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Came in as a pinch hitter last night. Was not in the lineup. Hector Gomez had the call at second. Zach Roskup put up a couple of home runs in the inning, ready with the 2-1.
Yeah, came in and pinch hit off of David Ross, the catcher. Big lead for the Crew, and you can't ever win in that case.
No, a steady diet of mid-70s offerings from Ross last night.
Under hitting speed, yeah.
There he is.
He'll be catching tomorrow. John Lester on the mound.
That's right. That's his guy. The veteran getting his first big league work on the mound. Three-two to Gennett. To left field. And that is Coughlin. And that'll do it for the Brewers. But a good 7th inning. Martin Maldonado ties the game with this drive into the seats. And then right after, Elian Herrera gives the Brewers the lead as we move to the 8th. 8th inning, the series finale, Brewers and Cubs. Here's what's on tap, presented by Miller Lite. The Southsiders coming to town for the next 3 games. Jeff Samardzija, Willie Peralta. Your matchup tomorrow night. Chris Sale and Mike Fiers on Tuesday. Jose Quintana and Jimmy Nelson on Wednesday. We'll get things started tomorrow, beginning at 5:30 right here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And keep in mind, the game first pitch will be 6:20 tomorrow evening. On the mound now for the Crew is Jonathan Broxton.
Now the Brewers have a 1-run lead. You can bring your setup man, your closer in, hopefully. Jonathan Broxton in for the 13th time this year. He's got that high earned run average, giving up 3 home runs. That's pretty much the reason for that high ERA. 15 strikeouts, though, in 11 innings.
9-1-2 in the Cubs order. Addison Russell. He is 0 for 1 with a walk, has a 12-game hitting streak going. On the line, perhaps, right now. Brewers with back-to-back homers. Martin Maldonado and Elian Herrera, the 7 and 8 hitters in the order. Take Zach Rosscup deep. Cubs run coming on a Miguel Montero solo shot in the 6th. 1-1 pitch to Russell. Broxton mentioned that last outing a tough one, but it was a tough day for Brewers pitchers on Thursday. Jonathan allowed the 3-run blast to Grandal. Remember, he had 8 RBIs that game, Yasmani Grandal, in a 14-run outing for Don Mattingly's team. The 1-2 pitch. In the air to right. Ryan Braun on the run and ran out of room. Not a whole lot of it to begin with, and just did go out of his reach.
Cub fan with the error.
Yeah, we do point that out. That was a Cub fan. Brewer fan clearly would have caught that easily.
Good try, though. Not a bad effort without a glove.
True.
As the 2 kids sit there with a glove.
There are just so many obvious things you could say there. A foul ball involving a Cub fan, but we'll let it go.
You're
this
bigger
time.
than that.
Yeah. You really don't have to.
No.
You just don't. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Addison Russell. Jonathan Broxton on in relief of Matt Garza. 7 strong innings from Garza. Gave up just 3 hits, struck out a season-high 9. Now in position to win it. It's still 6 outs to go. A full count to the Cubs' second baseman. To right field, Braun got it. Whoa, nice catch, Ryan Braun on the move.
Yeah, wasn't sure whether to turn the glove over or what, and he got that one in the palm of the glove, and he was fortunate to hold on. And watch the way the glove hits the ground before the elbow. That's the key to keeping that baseball in your glove. That elbow hits first, and a lot of times that ball come out. First thing you learn to do as an outfielder, that's the way you catch that baseball. All done.
Out number 1 on a nice play by Ryan Braun. Top of the order now, Dexter Fowler. Broxton missed with a curve. Fowler walked his last time up. And then was caught stealing by Martin Maldonado. Little bloop into left field, and this is going to fall. Now the Cubs have the tying run on here in the 8th.
Yeah, a little jam shot, but he's able to make contact. That's the key. Just fights it off and dumps it into left. So the tying run on with good speed.
Chris Bryant steps in. More on Chris Bryant. Let's check in with Sophia.
Matt, Chris Bryant will be heading back to Chicago with a souvenir from yesterday's 3-run home run, the first of his career, thanks to bullpen catcher Marcus Hanel. Marcus was the one who caught the ball in the bullpen yesterday, and he was joking before the game today. Said, yeah, I probably could have covered my kid's college tuition had I held on to that ball or really, gave him a hassle to get it back. But he said he did send it back to the Cubs clubhouse yesterday after the game. And this morning received a signed ball from Chris Bryant, signed from Bryant, and said, thanks for catching that home run ball, sending it back. So Marcus Hanel, the Nice Guy Award today on Mother's Day.
Absolutely. He wins the Nice Guy Award pretty much every day, Marcus Hanel.
Gentle giant, Marcus.
Yes,
there he is.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get him riled up. He's a big man. One of the really good people. 0-1 the count to Bryant. He struck out a couple of times today and lined to right as well.
Interesting to see what Craig Counsell does. Rizzo on deck. You got Will Smith. I think he looks ready out in that bullpen. We'll see if Counsell goes to him. You got Rizzo, Montero coming up, both left-handed hitters. But normally when Broxton is in the 8th, that's his inning.
The 1-1.
This could very well be one of those managerial differences that you're going to see now with Craig. Might elect to go more with the matchups in the 8th inning.
Yeah, we're all finding this out together as to how Craig Counsell likes to run a game. As his pitching coach right there by him, Rick Kranitz. A 2-1 count to Bryant with Dexter Fowler, the runner at first. Ground ball is foul over at third. Other than that home run that he hit yesterday, it has been a pretty quiet weekend again for Bryant. He has not hurt the Brewers beyond that home run last night. And remember, that was a game that the Brewers went on to win 12-4.
You might have wanted waited to say that until this at bat was over.
And you see, you're kind of in that jinx thing, huh?
But they have been effective. I mean, high fastballs,
yes.
Sliders, curveballs down in the dirt, and he's had a difficult time laying off of them.
See a strikeout right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he runs it full.
It might be a running count for Dexter Fowler. It really hasn't shown any interest in running. Of course, you got some power at the plate and on deck. He's already been thrown out once today.
We'll see how Madden plays it here. 1-run game here in the 8th. 3-2 pitch coming to Chris Bryant. Runner holds. Strike 3 called.
Yep, slider right on the edge. Good thing that for the Cubs anyway that he wasn't running. That's a perfect pitch. Right on the corner. Can't throw it any better than that. Can't walk it across any better. And here comes Counsell.
Yeah, there's your answer, Rock. Go with the matchup.
One of the fundamental differences that Craig Counsell is going to incorporate now. Bring in the lefty.
So a man on, 2 men out. Brewers lead 2-1. Ryan with a called third strike. 2-1 Brewers, and now Will Smith. They'll go lefty-lefty here. Will Smith on the mound for Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's been pretty good in these spots when he's had to come in and get a big left-hander out. A couple of different times he got Votto against the Reds and got Rizzo in Chicago. So we'll see how he does here. So Craig Counsell believing more in the matchups in the 8th inning as opposed to just leaving Broxton out there.
And here is Anthony Rizzo, who's been good, period, but take a look at that in his chances against left-handers. 10 for 22. As Rock said, Will Smith has been down this path already a couple of times this season and has been better than the hitter. Dexter Fowler, the runner at first. And Rizzo is down a strike.
Well, you know Rizzo's going up there looking for the slider. So what does Will Smith do? He starts him with a heater in.
A single and 3 trips today for Rizzo. A pop up and a fly ball to center as well. And he's down 0-2. Out ahead of that breaking pitch, and Will Smith in a good spot. Two-strike pitch. Brought the heat. '78 appearances last year. And number 15 here in 2015. Trying to get a big out to end the top half of the 8th. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball to right. Ryan Braun going back, and it's going to go off the wall. Fowler rounding third. They'll wave him in. Here's Danette's throw to the plate, and Maldonado cannot hang on. Fowler scores, and the game is tied.
Ryan Braun got a bad break on that fly ball. Almost as if he didn't see it off the bat. That was a good throw, though, by Scooter Gennett. Maldonado not able to handle it. Watch Braun. It takes him a while to get back, but he gets rid of it quickly. Kind of a tough hop for Maldonado, that short hop, and Dexter Fowler with great speed able to score, running right through Martin Maldonado. And more importantly on that play, Rizzo all the way to third base.
And now Matt Caesar on the pinch hit. The go-ahead run is at third. Rizzo with an RBI knock to tie the game. And a strike to Caesar. And a third pinch hitting role in as many games in this series for Matt Caesar. Out in front and behind, a ball, or make that no balls, 2 strikes. Dexter Fowler a single, RBI double for Rizzo. Moves to third on the relay to the plate. Smith trying to get out of further trouble. Brewers will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the 1-2. That last run for the Cubs, the first that did not involve a home run. 3 solo shots today. And Rizzo put one off the wall to score Fowler. And Matt Caesar staying in there.
Yeah, Ryan Braun got that baseball in very quickly. A good throw to Scooter, but The only issue Maldonado had was one of those tough hops. I mean, if you have the long hop, it's a much easier play. The short hop, it's a much easier play. Just one of those things. Maldi not able to hold on. They had him by plenty if he does catch it.
Again, the 2-2. Struck him out swinging. But the Cubs tie the game. Extra base hit for Rizzo. 2-2 the score.
Front row seats for Mom on Mother's Day. Close ball game here, 2-2. Going in the bottom of the 8th, we're getting ready for Brewers Live postgame. The replacements, the fill-ins, the utility guys doing the job, though, getting this game for the Brewers anyway. They had a 2-1 lead, and it was Maldonado and Herrera with the home run.
Oh, yes, he did. And Maldonado jumped on that first pitch, kind of ambushed it, looking for it, got it. And then Elliot Herrera, oh, my. Yes. We love it. We love it.
I think that's what Matt Garza was saying, too. Oh, my.
Yeah, oh, my.
Indeed. He was happy, but that's a Marshfield Clinic shining moment of the game. Now you got to get the bats going. Brewers Live postgame on the way, Matt.
All right, Craig, Davey, thank you very much. Ryan Braun leading off here in the bottom of the 8th. There's David Ross. He's in catching. Pitched last night, but this is what he does for a living. He's a catcher, and Pedro Strop on the mound.
Yeah, Strop, the setup man for the Cubs. 17th appearance, so he's been out there quite a bit. A .426 earned run average. The Brewers able to get to him in Chicago.
Braun, little chopper charging is Bryant, and the throw to first is in time. Nice play. A lot about his bat. He can do this too.
Yeah, little chopper. That was just very similar to the RBI that Braun had at Wrigley Field. This time, Ryan able to handle it and get the out. Beat him by half a step.
It was that 8th inning last Sunday when the Brewers put up a couple of runs, and that proved to be the difference in the game in a 5-3 Milwaukee victory. Here's Adam Lind. Strop brings it at 96.
Yeah, 96, 97 once he gets going, and got a slider to go with it. There's the aforementioned slider.
And a ball, 2 strikes to Adam Lind.
There's a quick pitch.
It sure was.
He does that quite a bit. You can do that with nobody on base.
Lind is down swinging, so there are 2 outs here in the 8th.
Doesn't take his normal setup and Gets Adam Lane. He caught him by surprise.
The base is empty for Chris Davis. Hitless today, but did work a walk in the 6th inning.
It's going to be K-Rod regardless. Tie game or with the lead.
Ground ball from Braun, a strikeout from Adam Lind. 0-1 the count to Chris Davis. Strop not messing around. Gene Segura on deck. Strop was the pitcher who got Segura in the helmet. Game last Sunday. A little chopper. Strop. And a 1-2-3 inning here for Milwaukee. We move to the 9th, tied at 2. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Book your stay now. Hoping it would be a safe situation, but that's not the case. Tie game, and Francisco Rodriguez working here in the 9th.
Well, can't get a save, but the Brewers are hoping he gets a win. They bring your closer in a tie game at home. 12th appearance for Francisco Rodriguez and a 164 earned run average. You can see only 2 walks, 14 strikeouts for K-Rod in 11 innings of work. K-Rod last pitched on Wednesday and picked up save number 6 against the Dodgers.
Jorge Soler will lead things off. Soler, Castro, and Coughlin in the top of the 9th. And you see the shift for the Cubs right fielder. 3 solo homers and an RBI double, accounting for the runs here today. Maldonado and Herrera go deep for the Brewers. Montero for the Cubs. Rizzo had the RBI double.
A little bit surprising that the ball went over Braun's head, because, you know, with 2 outs and the tying run at first base, I mean, the only thing that can score the run is an extra base hit. Normally you're very deep. You're willing to give up a single, but not the extra base hit. But that's what happened.
Yeah. And then in a position on the relay from Jeanette, but a tough hop for Maldonado. Couldn't come up with it cleanly. Otherwise, they'd have Fowler by a few feet.
Yeah, those situations, they call it no doubles. You allow a base hit, you try and play deep, real deep. But that's not what happened.
A ball, 2 strikes to Soler. Francisco Rodriguez, the 4th pitcher today. Garza went the first 7. Jonathan Broxton and Will Smith precede K-Rod here today. Two pitch. Struck him out. That's how the 9th inning begins for Francisco Rodriguez.
Yeah, wasn't a changeup, the curveball from K-Rod. And put it right where he wanted it, down in the dirt, and very defensive swing by Soler.
One away here in the 9th as Rodriguez gets set to face Starlin Castro. Cubs with just 5 hits, the Brewers with 7. Milwaukee has stranded 6. Cubs have stranded 5. Castro a strikeout, a ground ball to second, and a fly ball to center.
Man, it's been the Rizzo Montero show today for the Cubs.
Yeah, that's where the run production has come from. And Rodriguez out in front, 0-2. It's gone final in Pittsburgh. The Pirates have beaten the Cardinals 4-3. Pittsburgh takes the last 2 in that series. White Sox lead the Reds 2-1, bottom of the 8th in Chicago. And Castro down on strikes. 2 up, 2 punch outs for Rodriguez.
Yep, fastball, changeup, curveball. I should say fastball, curveball, changeup. There's a change, and well located on the outside part of the plate.
Chris Coughlin with 2 outs and the base is empty. See, a very quiet series for him. Mentioned he's been quiet at the plate, but he does have 4 outfield assists this season. The Cubs have 10 as a team. 10 outfield, or actually 9 outfield assists going into this game. Only the Blue Jays have more. There's a roller over to Adam Lind at first, and a 1-2-3 inning for Francisco Rodriguez. How about a walk-off? Gene Segura will get things started, bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the ninth we go here at Miller Park. Happy Mother's Day to all. Brewers have had a little magic, little history on Mother's Day. Let's see if they can recreate some of that game as Gene Segura will face Pedro Strop.
Yeah, his second inning of work. He's usually a one-inning guy.
Bring him out there now. Of course, Segura a week removed from taking a mid-90s fastball to the helmet. It's just a game as a precaution. And now here he is against Strop in Milwaukee. And a 3-0 count.
Be nice to get him on. He can run. Been a very well played game today.
It has.
On both sides. Some good defense. Pitching's been good.
Both teams have played errorless baseball. Segura taken all the way. Here's Maldonado, who tied the game with a homer in the seventh. Good cut from Segura. The count is full. Looking for his first hit this afternoon. A ground ball to second, a fly to right, and he hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the sixth inning. The payoff. Back up the middle. Russell sliding stop. Out number one.
Man, had him played well right up the middle and still had to make a pretty good play. Goes down, gets it in the heel of the glove, but it stays in there. And plenty of arm to get Segura at first. So Strop had to come all the way back. He was down 3-0.
Here's Martin Maldonado. Here's what he did his last trip against Zach Rosscup.
Yeah, first pitch fastball, knocked it out of here to tie it up.
The 1-0. Well, we see Craig Counsell using his closer in a tie game in the ninth, and Francisco Rodriguez. Hector Rondon is the Cubs closer, but Strop out there for his second inning for Chicago.
Yeah, normally you don't bring your closer in on the road in a tie game.
Yep. 2-0 pitch. Maldonado, that home run, his second of the year. And this has popped up. Addison Russell. 2 outs. And here's Elian Herrera. This is what he did. Brewers went back-to-back off Rosscup in the seventh inning.
Second home run. He's got a grand slam and a solo shot this year.
Brewer fans remember Bill Hall, pink bat in hand on Mother's Day, ending a game. Just saying. 1-0 to Herrera.
Just putting it out there, huh?
Just putting it out there. You know, getting on would be fine because you have Gerardo Parra waiting on deck to pinch hit. However, they can push that run across. 2-0. There's a fly ball hit back into left field, but that's room for Coughlin. And we go to extra innings here at Miller Park. 2-2 the score. innings are presented by Jack Link's. Feed your wild side. The Cubs tie the game in the 8th inning. Jeremy Jeffress now on the mound for the Brewers. Worked last night, got through the 6th inning, taking care of Starlin Castro, Chris Coughlin, and Jonathan Herrera. This is appearance number 18 already for Jeremy Jeffress, the most in the big leagues.
Yeah, good numbers for him. A .345 earned run average. He has allowed 2 home runs, but the opponent batting average outstanding at .220. You know, the fastball and the curveball. Well, he's got the bottom part of the order coming up.
There you see just the 2nd time that the Brewers have been into extra innings. And the extras have been good for the Cubbies so far. David Ross will get his first at bat. Brewers runs coming on back-to-back 7th inning homers from Martin Maldonado and Elian Herrera. Francisco Rodriguez put him down in order in the 9th. Now Jeffress trying to keep the Cubs at 2 as Ross tries to bunt his way on. Ross, Russell, and Fowler. See Kyle Loesch with time on his hands. 1-1 the count. A curve that missed. Back to the first series of the season. The only other extra inning game the Brewers had before falling to the Rockies. Mid-90s fastball.
Yeah, 95 right in on his hands. Threw that right after the curveball. Jeremy's got good velocity and very good movement.
Two balls, 2 strikes to David Ross. The veteran catcher Ross, who pitched an inning, the 9th inning, or the 8th inning, I should say, last night. Two balls, 2 strikes. To center field, and that will drop, a base hit. And Ross leads off the 10th with a single.
Hung right in there, got one that he could handle and able to fist it into center field. Well, you figure Russell is going to be up there to bunt to bring the top of the order up.
Say that 0 for today is a 12-game hitting streak, but if he tries to move the runner up, Jeffress will try to keep Ross close. And Russell not showing bunt, takes a strike.
American League manager in that dugout.
Yep.
Going to hacking, right? Well, you think about it. I mean, I guess Joe Madden does this pitcher batting 8th thing because he figures as the game goes on, he's got 2 leadoff hitters.
Right.
He's got Addison Russell. You got the leadoff hitter that starts the game, Fowler, on deck.
A ball, a strike. Russell walked in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, and lined to right in the 8th. Dexter Fowler waits on deck. He scored the tying run, did Fowler, in the 8th inning. Scored on a double from Rizzo. Fastball has Jeffress ahead, 1-2.
And the Cubs have only dropped down a sacrifice bunt 5 times this year.
Yeah, and none from Russell. Jeremy Jeffress ready with a 1-2. Got him. Breaking ball as Russell waves at it and does not get it. 1 out.
You would have thought that he would have tried to bunt, because Ross doesn't have great speed. I mean, you like to get him into second base. And sometimes the book of baseball is right. You know, it's the book because it's worked over time.
Yeah, we've talked about that with Joe Madden the last couple of weekends, and people who are around this Cubs team all the time, and they would have told you much the same with the Rays, but especially so now with the Cubs. He does his own thing. But the Brewers say thanks. They get a strikeout from Addison Russell.
And you have a very slow runner still at first base.
David Ross a leadoff single to center. Russell a strikeout. Dexter Fowler the hitter. Jeffress mixing that fastball with the curve and has him off balance here. 0-2. The Brewers in extra innings, and the White Sox may very well be bottom of the 9th, tied with Cincinnati at 3. Two-strike pitch. Take a look at the Marshfield Clinic leaders in relief. I mentioned the workload here for Jeremy Jeffress. That leads the league, and you see Will Smith on a good pace. Saw Kotz last night and Broxton in the 8th inning today. Again, the 0-2.
Well, you mix and match. The key is when you're using your bullpen a lot, don't leave him out there very long. Give him an inning, maybe 2/3 of an inning, get the matchups you want, and they'll be available the next day.
Craig Counsell, game number 7. He's seen a lot already. There's a ground ball to third. Herrera, there's one on the first. No. So they get Ross. 2 men out.
Yeah, Dexter Fowler pulled up about 1/3 of the way to first base, and they're going to call interference. Going to call interference on Ross, and that ends the double play.
Yeah, Ross not happy about it. Joe Madden wants to hear more about it. So inning over. Interference. David Ross, bottom of the 10th, tied at 2. Results in the end of the top of the 10th, and here's what it was about.
I've seen a lot worse than that. That wasn't called interference, but I guess the late slide, he put his arm up a little bit, got Scooter on the leg. Not reviewable. Interference on the field. Fan interference is reviewable. But the Brewers got a break right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Madden out there, he was stating his case to no avail because he had a very fast base runner out there at first base had they not called that interference.
Yeah, the Brewers will take it. And now James Russell on the mound for the Cubs.
Yeah, Russell in his 4th game this year. Yeah, Russell, a longtime Cub, got traded, now coming back. A .270 earned run average. And we saw Russell in Chicago, I believe it was.
Yeah, he was called up. He was called up from a AAA here the last week. Been down a bit, but now up with the big club, and he will deal with Gerardo Parra, and then the top of the order is Parra will pitch hit the home half of the 10th inning. So here we go. Another chance for the Brewers to win it.
Actually, we saw Russell in yesterday's ball game.
Yeah, there you go.
Threw a scoreless inning, gave up a hit.
And a little chopper. And that's flagged by Russell. 1 out. Yeah, Russell in last night's game got through the inning and needed all of 8 pitches. Well, there's Carlos Gomez, who has been in full attack mode, going after that first pitch.
Yeah, he's put the first pitch in play the last 3 at bats.
Yeah, pop up a single and a fly ball to left. He struck out in the first. James Russell, who was traded to Atlanta just before the deadline last July, signed a free agent deal on April 8th with the Cubs. There's Gomez again with the ever-present big cut. Looking to end this bad boy if he can get a hold of one. Gomez has homered once this season.
Remember, unless he makes a mistake, I don't think Russell's going to give him anything on the inner half for sure. Everything is going to be away.
Ground ball to Addison Russell. 2 men out. So with the left-hander James Russell on the mound, Hector Gomez will step to the plate. First big league homer came Monday night against Clayton Kershaw. Looking for his first hit in the series. He started last night at second. Quite the pitching matchup here. Both the starters and now the bullpens having at it at Miller Park. Here's what Hector Gomez did on Monday. Clayton Kershaw was rolling along, but then Gomez triples down the line and right.
And then he got a pitch in on him and knocked it out of here. That's the kind of a pitch he's looking for right now. That's a healthy hack by Hector.
He was, and he's down 0-2. Cubs tied this game on an Anthony Rizzo RBI double. That was in the 8th inning. Two-strike pitch is down the line and a foul ball.
and missed by much.
No.
Yeah, not reviewable when it's in front of the umpire. Boy, that's close.
Yeah, it is.
But you can't review it. That's a huge call. Wow. Boy, that looks fair.
Yeah.
That looks fair.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, boy.
Cubs caught a break.
I mean, any part of that baseball hits the line, it's a fair ball. Tom Hallion down there called it foul. But you can't review it.
0-2 to Hector Gomez. Hanging tough. Good looking young player when he's had the opportunities early this season for the Brewers. See if he can get on, because Ryan Braun is on deck. Again, the 2-strike pitch.
Talking to Craig Counsell about Gomez, one thing he'll always say about him, he's always ready to play, whether he's in the starting lineup, you bring him in the 10th inning, he's always prepared.
A 1-2. He's working Russell pretty good here. He started 12 games so far this season as Hector Gomez, mostly at second. He's had a start at short and a couple over at third. James Russell with a 2-2. In the air, right field. Soler. And we'll move to the 11th inning here in Milwaukee. Still 2-2, Cubs and Brewers. Tied at 2. Extra innings are presented by Jack Links. Feed your wild side. Well, Hector Gomez will stay in the game. He'll play at second.
Yeah, Blazek going here in the 11th inning. He pitched 2 innings in yesterday's game. So right back at it today. 2-0 record for Blazek. Looking to go 3-0 here today. And a 115 earned run average. He's been one of the more consistent guys out of that Brewers bullpen so far this year.
Let's hear a little more about Michael Blazek. With that, let's check in with Sophia.
Yeah, Craig Counsell before the game today said with last night's 2 innings pitched, he said he has just turned into a on-attack pitcher. He said he has plus stuff, but now he has the confidence. He's been in attack mode his last few outings. He's been unscored upon in 10 of his last 12. And he says that it's a tough at-bat for the hitters because they respect his fastball so much. He keeps them off balance with all 3. And he said you have to give this guy a lot of credit. He has stuck with it. He had a tough end to his spring, was struggling, but he's worked hard and made himself a very valuable part of this bullpen.
He is on the mound now. He'll face Chris Bryant to start inning number 11.
And you figure he's only going to be able to go one after going 2 innings in yesterday's ball game, but you don't know. Brewers only have 2 left down in that pen. Kotz, the left-hander, and Brandon Kinsler.
Chris Bryant has struck out 3 times today, and he is lined to right. Two runs on 6 hits for the Cubs, 2 on 7 for the Brewers. Bryant with a fly ball to right. Routine for Braun. 1 out.
Been very aggressive in the strike zone, has Michael Blazek, with all of his pitches. Well, he seems to be ahead in the count. Very confident in his stuff.
Well, with his 2 wins, a memorable one of those in particular on Monday night. The winning pitcher in Craig Counsell's first game as manager, and that comeback against the Dodgers is Anthony Rizzo. Run scoring double tied the game in the 8th, and that's why we're still here in the 11th in a 2-2 ball game. A couple of hits today for Rizzo. Average now at .333. Couple of breaking balls has Blazek ahead, 2 strikes and nothing. That's quick work right there. 2 men out.
Yep, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Couple of curveballs and a heater on the outside corner. And Anthony Rizzo just waves at it.
So 2 men out here in the 11th inning.
How about here?
Yeah, last night's starter Travis Wood.
Cubs have a couple of position players available, Jonathan Herrera and Wellington Castillo, but I guess Joe Madden's figuring with 2 outs and nobody on. Why bother?
The fact that nobody on is significant. Wood last year had a game-winning pinch double. That was in the 13th inning of a game last June against the Marlins.
Actually, Castillo pinch hit earlier in the game.
Yep.
So 1 left on the bench.
I mentioned last night, Travis Wood can swing the bat a little bit. Former manager Rick Renteria turned to him a year ago, and he delivered. 1-1 the count. Michael Blazek going to work here in the 11th inning. And Matt Garza started, went the first 7. And that will not in the inning. They say he held up.
Boy, oh boy.
My.
That Dan Blanco having a rough day down there.
Ooh. 2-2. Travis Wood. There you go. No question there. Michael Blazek puts him down in order. Ryan Braun will lead off the bottom of the 11th and try to break this tie in Milwaukee. And the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up for Milwaukee. And that group will be facing the one-time closer, Jason Mott.
Yeah, Mott with an earned run average around 4 in his 15th appearance so far this year. He's given up the 1 home run. Donning the pink glove today. There's a fashion statement we haven't seen before. He's got the heart and soul of the Brewers batting order coming up. Braun, Lind, and Davis. Sounds like a run to me.
Yeah, it sure does. Good chance to do it. Yeah, pink bats we've seen. Pink gloves, not so much. Ryan Braun, a 6th inning single. He's enjoyed a good series. Let's see if he can end the series. Mott, the one-time closer with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yep, a year removed from surgery and got his velocity back. Thrown in the mid to upper 90s.
1-1 the count to Ryan Braun. We'll see what he has done. He's had some success against Mott. And a line drive to the gap. Right center field. To the wall. Braun to second. That's how the 11th begins for the Brewers.
Well, he just smoked that baseball in the right center. Got a fastball up at 95 miles an hour. Look at a nice short stroke from Brawny. Getting on top of it and drilling it into the gap. Even with the outfield playing deep, he's able to get into second base. There's your winning run.
Brings Joe Madden to the mound.
Brawny's probably thinking right now, why didn't I get under that a little bit? We've been getting in the showers. Boy, he smoked that baseball.
Good. Lead off double here in inning number 11.
The Cubs going over what they want to do defensively here. I can't imagine anything but swinging away from Adam Lind. Not often your cleanup hitter tries to drop down a bunt.
No. As a matter of fact, the last time Lind laid one down, Mike Faulkner's all over this. June 25th, 2008. Statman extraordinary, just jumping all over it.
Yeah, just waiting for the opportunity to break that one out.
There you go. And they're going to walk Lind here.
Yeah, set up the double play. His run doesn't mean anything.
Chris Davis will have a chance to end this one. There's Jason Mott, who missed all of 2013 after having Tommy John surgery. Matter of fact, missed the first month last season.
And Brewers already rolled into 2 double plays today.
Yeah, back-to-back innings, the 5th and the 6th. There's Chris Davis. All those hits, all 7 of them coming Friday and last night. 4 hits Friday, 3 more last night. Base hit here could be a winner for Milwaukee. Braun at second, Lind at first.
Well, they're holding on Adam Lind to try and keep him close enough to get the force, maybe turn a double play. Not often you see this lineup. This is another one of those Joe Madden defensive alignments. First and second, they're holding the runner.
Yeah, Davis has room to the right side. A fly ball hit back into left center field. Calling for it is Fowler. He'll make the catch. Braun tags on his way to third, and he's in there. Winning run 90 feet away with 1 out.
I believe the Cubs thought that Davis was going to drop down a bunt. Tag plays are reviewable these days. They weren't last year. They are this year. Looked to me like Brawny waited long enough and just able to get into third base.
He represents the winning run. Another fly ball would get the job done, but they're going to go ahead and load him up and have a force anywhere. So the wheels turning in the 11th. Brewers with a golden chance to win it.
Somewhat of a conventional move here. I mean, the only run that matters is the guy at third base. So you bring up a guy that is very good at making contact in Gene Segura. And it's going to be down to Maldonado and Herrera.
Maldonado and Herrera went back to back and hitting home runs in the 7th inning. Fly ball of decent depth is all that's needed now.
Yeah, that and the fact you have a slow runner coming up. I think they're going to go with the 5-man infield here. Going to bring Chris Coghlan in.
Yes, they are. That's exactly what they're doing. Coghlan, the left fielder, now is an extra infielder. 5-man infield. Here's how it looks for the Cubs. Left field is wide open. Martin Maldonado, his 7th inning homer, tied the game. Now he has a chance to win it. Bases full of Brewers and 1 out. And he was trying to wrap it up right there.
Not going to take much for Braun to be able to score. What outfield there is very shallow.
Oh, 0-1 to Martin Maldonado. Fastball inside. What a game here today at Miller Park. Craig Counsell ending his first week as the Brewers manager. Got a couple of thrillers. Here's the 1-1. There it is. Brewers win it. Maldonado ends the game for the Brewers. He tied it in the 7th. He ends it in the 11th. As the Brewers take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs.
Well, happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Maldonado, right? Martin driving in a couple of runs here today. Got a high fastball, and that's all she wrote. Give him a single, an RBI, and a game winner here at Miller Park.
And a happy bunch of teammates. Gomez, Segura, Rogers, they all get in on the party. As Martin Maldonado with a couple of big hits here today as the Brewers win it. And speaking of Martin Maldonado, let's hear from him as we throw it down to the field. Here's Sophia Minnaert.
Thanks, Matt. Martin, what a day for you. You come through with the game winner here. When they brought in the 5-man infield, what was your approach here with bases loaded?
You see the ball up, have a good swing up. You see the ball, put something in the outfield.
This game turned in the 7th inning. You led off with a home run. Elian Herrera followed it. How big was that to take the lead here in the 7th inning?
It was big, especially with Garza. Garza pitched the great game. He tried to do everything, keeping the ball game, the 1-run lead, so that's huge for us.
Talk about Matt Garza. He was tremendous today. How much did he deserve to get this win? And like you said, he kept you guys in the ball game.
He pitched great. Good command on the fastball, great slider, you know, great breaking ball. Every pitcher was working today, so it was huge to get that win today.
You had the pink gear going. Your mom, Jeanette Valdez, is here in the stands. How fun is it to come through with this Mother's Day win?
Happy. I can be more happy. You know, I got my mom here on Mother's Day, first time, so I think that's huge, you know. I love you, Mom.
Thanks, Martin. Maldonado comes through with the game winner. Craig's mom in the stands. No better way to win it with Mom here.
It does not get any better than that. There's no question about it. Happy Mother's Day. Wow, what a finish. Brewers Live postgame on the way. More from the clubhouse. Craig Counsell, and we'll break this winner down.